7 IT jobs you can break into with no degree and no experience if you can prove you can do the work. And I'll tell you the exact cert that gets you in for each one. Now real quick so you know I'm not making this up. I've been working in IT for years and this is coming from inside the field, not off some list online. Only real jobs, only paths that work, and I'll be straight with you the whole way. Everybody's chasing the same jobs right now. AI, cloud, cybersecurity, the big money. And all of them want experience you don't have yet. These 7 don't. They ask for what you can do, not how many years you've done it. The first one I'll talk about is the one almost everyone in IT either wants to get into or already started with, so let's start there. Alright, so the first one is help desk or IT support. You can call whatever you like. And I know some of you just made a face, but hear me out, because more IT careers started right here than anywhere else on the list. So what is it? You're the first person people call when something breaks. Password won't reset, laptop won't connect to Wi-Fi, the printer's acting up again. Someone's got a problem, you're the one who fixes it. That's the job. And here's why it's the way in, is the one IT job that doesn't expect you to already know everything. They expect you to learn on the job. Better than that, you get your hands on everything the company runs. Every system, every tool, a bit of networking, a bit of security. In a year of help desk, you'll learn more about how IT actually works than any course you could pay for. Now let me be straight with you like I promised. Help desk is the door, not the room. Don't sit here for 10 years, for example. You get in, you soak up everything you can, and in a year or two, you just move up. Networking, maybe systems, cloud, security, all of them pay more. This is just where you get your foot in. And pay? Well, it's somewhere around 43 to 60,000 a year to start. It depends where you live. You're not rich, but it's a real paycheck and there's a lot of room above it. So how do you actually land it? One cert first is CompTIA A+. That's a starter, built for people with zero experience. You get that and then do the thing nobody else does. You build a little home lab at home, right? Old computers, mess around, break stuff, fix it. That's how you walk in with something to show when you got no experience yet. Now we're number 2. It's network technician, or what a lot of companies call a NOC role. NOC just means Network Operations Center, the room that keeps the network alive. So what do you do there? Networks are how everything talks to everything. Computers, servers, internet, all of it. When that connection slows down or drops, someone has to find out why and fix it, right? So that someone is you. You're watching the network, catching problems, keeping the traffic moving. Why is that a good way in for you? Because networking is a real skill that companies always need, and it's one you can prove without the job. It's a bit more technical than help desk, but that's the point. It pays more and it puts you on the road to the big money stuff later, like cloud and security, for example. Almost none of that works without networking underneath it. Now here's the catch. This one's less learn as you go and more know your stuff before you walk in. You got to actually understand how networks work. But that's learnable and I'll tell you exactly how. Now the pay runs somewhere around maybe 60 to 70, 75, 77,000 a year, depending where you are and how deep you go. And how do you land it? Start with CompTIA Network Plus. That's your foundation. Then if you want to stand out, go out for Cisco CCNA. That one carries real weight and a lot of employers look for it directly. Now you can pair it with a home lab where you set up your own little network and you got proof plus a cert. That combination gets you in the door. Number 3 is cloud support. And pay attention to this one because cloud is where a big chunk of money in tech sits right now. Here is the quick version of what cloud even is. Companies used to run their own servers in a backroom. Now they just rent computing power from the giants like Amazon, Microsoft, Google. And just so I tell you that not every single company does that, but most of them nowadays. Now, is it harder to get into than help desk? Yes, a little. You're learning a whole platform and that takes some studying up in front. I won't say otherwise, but there's a trade-off for that effort and it's a good one. This is the one of the best paying doors on the entire list for someone with no experience. Starting pay lands around 60 to 80,000 and up, and the ceiling above it is very high. Cloud engineers, for example, make serious money, and this is the seat you really start from. The other reason I push you toward this one is demand. Cloud shows up in the most tech jobs right now. Companies are short on people who know this stuff, and the shortage works really in your favor. As for getting in, Pick one platform and go deep. Don't scatter. I would start, for example, with Amazon since it's the biggest one. For example, start with AWS Cloud Practitioner Cert, then move up to Solutions Architect Associate. If you prefer Microsoft, it's the same path, AZ900 first, then AZ104. One platform, two certs, and you're a real candidate. Number 4 is a bit different from the first 3, and that's on purpose, and that's Data Analyst. Everything you do online creates data. Every sale, every click, every customer. Companies are drowning in really in the stuff when it comes to data, and most of them have no idea what's actually telling them. A data analyst is the person who takes that pile of numbers and turns into a plain answer. What's working, what's losing money, what to do next. You're the translator between raw data and the people making decisions. So here's why I like this one for a beginner. It leans less on the deep networking and server side of IT, so if that stuff never clicked for you, this is a different door into tech entirely. It's more about logic, curiosity, and being good with patterns. Plenty of people come into data from totally non-tech backgrounds, for example, accounting, business, even teaching, and they really do great. Money-wise, you're looking at somewhere around 60 to 70,000 starting, and it opens up from there. Because here's the real draw. Data analyst is the on-ramp to the stuff everyone's chasing right now. Data engineering, data science, the AI adjacent roles, those are some of the hottest high-paid jobs in the whole field. You start as an analyst and you're already on that road. What you actually need to learn, there are 3 things. SQL or SQL, which is how you pull data. Then Excel is still a king, don't skip it. And a data tool like Power BI or Tableau to turn numbers into something people can look at. If you're wondering where is programming there, well, you can take Python course and it helps later, but isn't a day one. For proof, the Google Data Analytics certificate is a solid beginner-friendly starting point. Number 5 is the one a lot of you have been waiting for. It is cybersecurity. Specifically, getting into a SOC analyst. SOC or SOC stands for Security Operations Center. Now let me set the scene for you. Somewhere right now, someone is trying to break into a company system. That's not drama, that's just regular Tuesday. The SOC is the team watching for it, sitting in front of the alerts, spotting the attack and shutting it down before it becomes a disaster. As a tier 1 analyst, you're the first set of eyes. Something, let's say, look wrong, you catch it, you flag it, you respond, right? The demand here is not a hype. There is a global shortage of security people in the millions companies, literally. They cannot hire fast enough. The field is growing faster than almost anything else in tech, and the pay reflects that, starting somewhere around 60 to 80,000 and climbing hard up once you specialize. But I have to be honest with you, and this is the one where people get sold a dream. Entry-level cybersecurity is a little bit of a lie. Most places don't want you guarding the gate on day 1 with nothing behind you. They want you to know the basics of how system and networking actually work first, which is exactly why help desk or networking or both, 1 or 2, are often the real starting point, and then you pivot into security after a year. Some people jump straight in, and it can be done, but I'd rather tell you the truth than sell you a fantasy. The cert that matters here is CompTIA Security Plus. It's the one employers ask for by name, and it's a standard baseline. And it's built to be your first security cert. And then once you start working in the field, you should think about taking CISA Plus and Security X, its former CASP. Those two are a higher level from Security Plus and will get your resume boosted by a lot. But first, understand your fundamentals, and this door opens for you. Number 6, and this one's close to my heart because it's the world I actually work in, infrastructure support. Some places call it a junior sysadmin, an IT support engineer, a systems support role, system engineer. The titles vary, but it's the same idea. Think about the first job on this list, help desk. That's fixing problems for people. This is not a level up from that. You're not resetting one person's password. You're actually helping keep the actual backbone running. The servers, the systems everyone in the company really depends on, like programmers, developers, and so on. When those work, nobody notices. When they don't, everybody does. Your job is making sure it's the first one. Why this is a smart move for you is the natural step up from help desk, and it drops you right in the middle of everything. From here you can go almost anywhere, really. This is the crossroads where you figure out what you actually want to do in life, like networking, maybe cloud, security, or virtualization. You touch a bit of all of it and then you pick up your lane. That's exactly how a lot of us ended up here where we are. Pay tends to run somewhere around 70 to 85K and more, depending on a company and the size of the systems you're handling, but also on the previous experience you have. On getting in, your CompTIA A+ carries over from Job 1, and Network Plus helps here too. By a lot, really. But the thing that really separates you is Linux and Security Plus. A ton of the world's servers run on it and most beginners avoid it. Just don't. Learn some Linux, virtualization, and spin up a server at home. Get comfortable managing it, and you walk in looking like someone who's already been doing the work. Because, in a way, you have. The last one, number 7, is junior developer, web developer, software developer, same family. And I saved this one for the end on purpose because it's the one I've got mixed feelings about, and I'm going to be straight with you about why. There are a lot of good things about it. First, this is the highest paying door on the whole list of a beginner. Starting pay runs around 75-80K a year, and sometimes even more. And there are more openings for developers than almost any other tech role. You are the person who actually builds things like the apps, the websites, the software people use every single day. When it clicks, it's some of the most satisfying work in tech, and the money backs that up. So what's my hesitation? There are two things, and you deserve to hear them. This is the most crowded door on the list. Many people want it, and many people do a coding bootcamp over the last few years, so you're walking into a packed room, and it's the role AI is pressing on hardest right now, especially the junior, entry-level stuff, for example. That's not me telling you to skip it, it's me telling you to walk in with your eyes open, because a lot of channels won't tell you this. If you go for it, here's the thing, nobody cares about your certificates, they care about what you built. So the game is different. Pick one language, for example JavaScript or Python, they are the safe bets really. Then build real projects and put them on GitHub, where people can see them. Your portfolio is your resume here. The ones who break in aren't the ones with the fanciest course, they are the ones who can point at something real and say, I made that. So there are 7 real ways into IT. A few you can walk into cold, a couple like security and sysadmin usually want you cut your teeth somewhere else first, but they're still on the list because the path is real and now you know the order to do it in. Help desk, networking, cloud, data, security, infrastructure, and development. One of them is your door. Here is the only thing I'll ask you to do. Actually, pick one. The people who make it aren't the ones who watch 10 of these videos. They are the ones who choose a lane this week and start. Now, get a cert. Try to get a bachelor degree in computer information science if you can. Build something, get it in front of someone. That's the whole game. If this helped, hit subscribe, drop a like so it reaches someone else trying to get in, and tell me in the comments which one you're going after. I read them all. See you in the next one.